But you can't jizz if you're uncircumcised?
No, you don't come.
Oh.
If the foreskin just bottles it in,
resorbs it.
It goes back into your ball.
On today's part of my take, it's just the fellas, the boys, guys being dudes. We have so much to recap. We're going straight raw dogging it like we do in the fall on Mondays. It's just the guys. It's just the guys talking all the sports and a Monday reading and a Who's Back and Hot Seat Cool Throne and Jake went viral this weekend.
This is almost too much show, Big Cat.
Too much show. Too much show. It's spilling out of us. But we have a great show coming up. It's an awesome show. We have so much awesome stuff to recap. And we're brought to you by our friends at ZipRecruiter. If you ever have had to look for a job, it is no picnic. You start getting anxious. You start stress eating. Your eyes burn from staring at job listings. All those things happen. Well, guess what? ZipRecruiter knows that the general experience of looking for a job is pretty sucky. Zip wants to help make things easier for all the job seekers out there, which is why they're teaming up with Barstool to help us find the newest upcoming interns to join the pirate ship this summer. By going to ZipRecruiter.com, you can see all the upcoming opportunities open for this summer. ZipRecruiter attracts the best candidates for us as employers and as a job seeker. It's so easy to use. When you sign up on ZipRecruiter.com, you can create a free profile. Then you get matched to great jobs, plus a lot more. ZipRecruiter will proactively pitch your profile to employers whose jobs match your experience. Unlike with other job sites, if an actual person from the company really likes what they see, they can personally invite you to apply to their job. And candidates who are invited to apply on ZipRecruiter are nearly 3 times as likely to get hired. Plus, if you like the job, you can apply to it and many others with just one click. It's that easy. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job site in the U.S. So go to ZipRecruiter.com right now, sign up for free, and put in ZipRecruiter to work for you. Don't forget, you can even search Barstool and apply now for upcoming internship opportunities. No matter what type of job you're interested in, experience a better way to find at ZipRecruiter.com. Okay, let's go. Welcome to part of my take presented by ZipRecruiter.com. Today is Tuesday, June 1st. Are we recording right now, Hank? We're recording? All right. I want to say something bold.
Go off.
I want to make sure this is on the record. I disavow any fans throwing stuff at players.
There we go.
Can we get a clap for me?
Yep.
I know it's a hot take. It's a bold thing to say. Mm-hmm. Popcorn, spitting on fans, throwing water bottles at fans. I disavow.
What if Kyrie was really thirsty?
True.
What if he had passed out and he was dehydrated and the fan was just trying to help him?
Well, I wanted to actually do a follow-up on my disavow.
Well, real quick.
I want to do
the Wizards guy.
Yeah.
He didn't throw anything. He just went out there and got backboard.
He tried to touch net, yeah.
He got backboard, that's the coolest thing that you can do.
Dude, fans be acting cray-cray, like officially.
It's weird because, like, it makes you think that the only thing that's been stopping fans from doing any of this is just them deciding not to do it. There's really no barrier.
Yeah.
Like, we're trusting every single night that there are 20,000 fans in NBA arenas that are just going to all decide not to do anything
common
dumb.
sense.
Can you imagine, like, trusting 20,000 people to simultaneously have common sense? It's actually, we should be applauding NBA fans for having a great run the last 40 years by and large.
Yeah.
It's just a minor hiccup in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, you don't talk about all the times when you go on the subway and it runs perfectly.
Exactly.
Or when you get on a plane and you land with no problems and no delays.
I actually think that what happened tonight at the Wizards game might be a fantastic deterrent for other fans going on the court, because you'll notice the guy that went on there, he got tackled. But what's worse than that is he had to have like a 2-minute conversation with Dwight Howard.
Yeah, I know.
And if the threat is like, be careful if you run onto a court, you might have to hang out with Grayson Allen.
Right.
That's a pretty good way of making sure that fans stay away.
A strong talking to. I do think that, and I know that this is going to sound like I am defending fans, which I clearly disavowed, so don't even start. But I do think the pandemic has fucked people up more than we realize, and people are just getting back into the real world and losing their fucking minds. But
it's like preseason.
Yeah, it's preseason. Mm-hmm. No one knows how to act right now. Give it a couple weeks. I do not think it's like some huge pandemic or epidemic where this is going to be the new norm, that fans are just fucking with players constantly. I do think that it will find its like equilibrium here, and fans will stop being complete assholes. Again, disavow the Kyrie thing, though. It is very weird to me that like I disavow, wholly disavow. Kyrie was trying to be an asshole to try to like fuck with the like he was stomping on the logo to be a dick to the fans.
Are you saying there are elements of provocation?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But it is funny.
It sounds like you're blaming him. You're saying you got Juju Smith-Schuster out there doing the Dougie on the midfield.
You heard me disavow.
TikTok.
No, what I'm more saying is the line of thinking. I think it's very funny to watch the media reaction. I did the disavow at the beginning because everyone is like boldly saying you shouldn't throw things at players, which I agree with and is easily the easiest thing to have in your head, right? But at the same time, Kyrie was being a dick. He was being a dick. He should never have anything. I think Kevin Durant actually summed it up perfectly. He's like, I know fans are passionate about Kyrie Irving, but that doesn't excuse you acting like that, which I completely agree with. Like, Kevin Durant nailed it. And it's just funny to watch people then say, oh, well, it's a logo. Who the fuck cares? Sports fans care.
I think that
they do.
There's been almost too much backlash to booing.
Yeah.
You'll notice that a lot of people in the media, they're booing people who are booing, saying that you're not allowed to boo. Booing is like the healthiest thing. We should feel free.
Should boo the fuck out of him.
Men.
Yes.
As men, a lot of times we're told to repress our emotions and to keep everything bottled up. I think you should encourage booing.
Boo and hiss.
Yes, hissing. Bring back hissing. What about how they do it over in like England? You whistle at guys.
Yeah.
Bring all that stuff back. Keep it respectful, but with a respectful level of hatred to somebody that you're actively rooting against. You shouldn't. If you're a fan, you shouldn't have to pretend like you're cheering for everybody, because that's not what fans do.
Well, that was kind of my point. Is that I think there's a lot of people in the media who just don't. Like, they don't care about sports. They don't root for a team. Mm-hmm. They don't actually understand how fans think. Like, I saw, and I love his work, but Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus was like, maybe fans just suck and we don't even need them. It's like, well, yeah, we do, because fans are awesome, and fans, like, make the experience so much better. That guy was a fucking asshole. The guy who spit on Trae Young was a fucking asshole. The guy who threw popcorn at Russell Westbrook was a fucking asshole. They should all never be allowed back into a game. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't totally understand why a fan would be like, I don't like Kyrie Irving. Mm-hmm. It's cool to not like Kyrie Irving if you're a Celtics fan and to boo him. Don't throw shit, but boo him.
So I think we predicted this on last Friday's show or last Wednesday's show. I'm going to level it up. I'm going to say, by the time you're hearing my voice, if it's in the afternoon tomorrow, or I guess that would be Tuesday, today, if it's in the afternoon, somebody will have already written the take that sports were better when there were no fans in the building.
Correct.
That timeline has been accelerated over the weekend to a dramatic effect.
And you know what? That person who writes that is not a fan of a team and doesn't go to sporting events.
Right.
Like, I can guarantee you that they are basically so removed from the heart and soul of sports and what it means to be a fan that they can basically say, who the fuck cares? It's a logo. Again, don't throw shit. Who the fuck cares the logo? Guess what? Fans care about that shit.
Yeah.
They put time, money, effort, all these things in an inordinate amount. You can say it's unhealthy. I'd probably agree with you, into their teams. So of course they care. Caring is cool. It's cool to care.
It's also funny though that part of the argument is like, he stepped on our cartoon man's face.
Of course.
And that's what makes sports fun.
But, right. I understand
that people are actually getting mad about that. It's totally irrational, but I get it.
When you remove players too.
Right. When you remove yourself from all of it, it does seem ridiculous. But then when you sit there and you're like, Hank, you don't like Kyrie Irving because of what he did to the Celtics, right?
Right.
Like, so it makes sense. There's history there, and then he clearly did that on purpose.
When no Celtics was on the floor too. It was like after timeout, he looked around, made sure no one was around. It was like a very childish move. It was.
Again,
look at the video.
Again, I can't say it enough. Disavow the fan. But do you think that Kyrie Irving was doing that just for no reason? He was doing it to piss people off.
100%.
To piss the Celtics fans off.
I like that he did that.
Right. It's great.
It's all good. Yeah.
Dude, it's great to have this type of animosity as long as it stays like civil in terms of fan interaction with players. animosity in sports is fun. It makes it fun. It raises the stakes. Again, Kevin Durant absolutely nailed it. He was like, they're very passionate about Kyrie Irving, but you cannot do that because you're a fucking fool.
I just think that I'm a little bit worried because I think that as a nation, we're about to lose our drinking privileges.
Oh.
I think that that's going to be another
In
take.
stadiums?
You
No.
can't. Yeah, it's going to be like EPL.
That's dollars.
It's going to be like
Dude, that's
EPL
dollars.
where you can drink, but especially in the NBA because the players control the league. So the players in the offseason could get together. You know that LeBron James, by the way, is very mad that nobody has thrown like a hot dog at him because he would like to lead the forefront of like, the players need to take control of this mess right now. And if something bad happens, if like LeBron gets hit with a soda, there's going to be a talk this offseason of, like in the EPL, you're only allowed to serve beer in the concourse area. You can't bring it to the seats, like discouraging drink. Overall, this is not just an NBA thing.
There's no way it's going to happen, though, because it's money out of the players.
This is an American issue. I'm worried that we're going to lose our drinking privileges. You already can't drink on Southwest Airlines. You can't. They stopped serving hard liquor on JetBlue. I dealt with that this weekend. That was my cross to bear. It was tough for me. I'm just saying, like, please don't do that to us.
It's not going to happen because it's money out of their pockets. Like, that would be... That's direct money out of it. I honestly think this is just a weird moment in time where people have lost their mind and they should be publicly shunned and banned from all these games. And if arrested, sure. Charged, definitely. Like, you can't throw shit at people. But I don't know. I think people are just losing their mind right now.
I also have noticed that every time something weird happens, it's usually Kevin Harlan announcing it. And then you get the replay with Kevin Harlan doing like the play-by-play for it. I feel like maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say Kevin Harlan has something to do with it, but it's like the Rob Schneider oil spill thing.
Oh.
Like every time something like this happens, Kevin Harlan's voice is there. Like, is he right now on the phone with like the Texans and the Jaguars and being like, hey, if Mattress Matt could get nude and climb up the uprights during a game so I could announce it, maybe we could get a few more clicks.
Yeah, he does have like a great fan on the field voice, and he does a great job of doing it. What were you gonna say, Hank?
I was gonna say, since the kid that threw the water bottle got charged with like assault with a deadly weapon or whatever, does that mean McGregor should mostly get charged with assault for throwing the water bottle at Nate Diaz?
Ooh.
Or when Steph Curry, when he threw his mouth, Steph Curry started this throwing his mouthpiece at a fan.
True. That's
could have killed somebody.
I mean, I also think that we should. I was half joking on Friday, but now that there's been more interactions, we really should implement like players get to beat the fuck out of one fan a year. It really would.
The problem is
stop a lot of this.
We'd be running out of player fights by now.
I know, but it really would stop a lot of this, and I think people are just fucking losing their mind. Anyway, let's talk about the actual games.
What about this? What if you just put the player that threw the water bottle at center court before the next game? You put him like on a leash, and then you just let everybody in the arena throw their water bottles at him.
Like in that old
lottery.
I think it was WCW clip maybe when everyone just started throwing chairs on that one guy, and there was just everyone threw their chairs in. That should fill up all the water bottles with pennies and have them, and he gets to keep the money at the end.
We are literally discussing the plot of the lottery.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, it's a great story. Teaches us all.
You know, I mean, this never would have happened at a Wizards game if Javaris Crittenton and Gilbert Arenas were still on the team.
That's true.
We would not want to step on that court.
That's true. All right, let's talk about the games, though, because we shouldn't let this... We disavow, all right? Don't be an idiot. Boo, hiss, boo and hiss.
Whistle.
Reply to their Twitter and be like, I hate you, but don't do anything that makes you look like a fucking asshole.
Make a sign.
Make a sign.
Yeah, bring back
old school signs. Yeah. Yeah, Hank. Make a customized jersey. Burn a jersey in your backyard in the comfort of your own home.
Do a Photoshop where you put their face on a baby's body.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to express yourself, but throwing shit at players and spitting on players and the one in Utah was actually weirdly like that was maybe the worst, where they basically were going after John Morant's family. That was so fucked up.
And in the Bruins game when Pasternak was getting pelted with hats.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Tough. Yeah,
that's true.
Insane.
They would never throw things on the court in hockey.
Yeah,
no,
ever. Rats, octopuses.
Yes, squid. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the games. All right, let's start with this one, the Nets Celtics game. Holy fuck, the Nets are so scary when they decide. They had like a fuck you mode to them that similar to when the Warriors were really cooking, and they're like, hey, we're just not going to miss any shots and just score every single time, and there's nothing you can do about it. The big four scored 106 points. That's Blake Griffin, Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. Kevin Durant was 14 for 20, and I mean, it's going to be. I actually think like the NBA playoffs are fascinating this year because the Celtics are obviously not the team to beat the Nets, but like when they get into a series against the Bucks or a series against the Sixers, if Embiid is healthy, what's going to happen? Because they just look unstoppable when they want to be unstoppable.
And I think Blake Griffin, I think he might have led the team in offensive rebounding too.
Yeah.
So like that's big. You get those second chance points. The Nets,
yeah.
They do.
No, but he was close.
He was one off. He was one off.
He had the least amount of fouls by the starters, so he was nice.
At least
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Double sportsmanship by Blake Griffin in that game. I'm proud of you, Blake.
He was actually a plus 12, and Kevin Durant was only a plus 3.
Yeah, and Joe Harris was a plus 17. So guests on Part of My Take had an average of
plus
a plus
29.
What's that average?
Cumulative
plus 14 and a half.
Yeah.
A net average there. That's pretty impressive. So the Nets do have that element to them, which is like the Warriors, where they can come out and just have a sick third quarter and just dominate you. They're able to separate so quickly. Hank, do you think that the Celtics take another game?
No.
No, that's
think
it.
it's over?
That was
Yeah.
it. They had Jason Tatum was
That was his
incredible.
MJ game.
Yeah, that was an incredible game that he had on whatever it was Friday night.
They had 50, right?
Is that my? Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, he had 50. And
Kemba's not playing. I mean, the starting lineup, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter. You could play those starting 2 lineups 100 times and the Celtics might win 1.
Is this the end for Marcus Smart?
People are saying that.
Are you sad about it?
Some people are saying that. I am sad about it. It's one of those things. I was talking to a friend over the weekend, and he was saying that they need to get rid of him because they need Tatum to step up and be the leader. And with Marcus Smart there, like he's always going to be the vocal captain guy. And if they want to take the next step, it just can't be him, which kind of makes sense. Hopefully they can get some good assets for him. But I always loved him. I think he's a great player.
So Hank, if you're GM Lockwood over there, what pieces do the Celtics need?
They need like a Kevin Durant, James Harden. I don't know. It's tough to say because it's just all superstars. Like
Maybe Kyrie will
to
come
compete
back.
with the Nets. Yeah, to compete with the Nets or the Lakers, like you need another bona fide superstar. Who that is and how they get them, I don't really know.
The Marcus Smart thing, though, we should do this for Mount Rushmore season. The Mount Rushmore of like players you rooted for that weren't like great, but you in your mind they're like Hall of Famers. In your mind, you know what I mean? Like in 20 years, you'll be like Marcus Smart, and then someone will go look up his stats and be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Like Kyle Schwarber's that for me. Like I'll be like, "Yeah, Kyle Schwarber, Hall of Famer."
Tom Wilson.
And you look it up, he's like, "Wait, he was 230 hitter." Yeah.
Great. Every team in the league would love.
But every sports fan has those guys who you're like, you care about them so much, even if they aren't an all-star, even if
dirt
they aren't an
dogs.
MVP. Yeah, exactly. This series is over. Can we call it over?
100%.
Done.
It's over. I actually think the Nets will try to score 200 points on Tuesday or whatever it is. Kyrie Irving might score 70 just to prove a point. Don't throw shit at players.
Wait, and
disavow.
this next game-
How brave is that by me?
This next game is going back to Jersey, right? Or going back to
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Sorry.
Brooklyn, stand up.
Sorry.
Fucking Michael Strahan was at the game.
Sorry, Mayor de Blasio. How could
Come
I?
on, man. All right, so they're going to match up against the Bucks, who proved that the Heat were bubble frauds. Is that what we're calling
Well,
them?
they're a bubble team. They're
Yeah.
a bubble team, and outside the bubble, there are too many families around. And,
Also-
and the Heat, they thrive in a culture where it's just the dudes.
Drew
That was the-
Holiday is also very, very good, and that
yeah.
changes a lot for the Bucks.
It also seems like maybe we should have respected the Bucks more.
Well, I'm so mad at myself for not like see this coming, where the Bucks, when they were the last couple of years, when they were the 1 seed and Giannis won the MVP and everyone was talking them up, that is when they're destined to fail and fail spectacularly. This year, everyone kind of wrote them off, especially with the Sixers being the 1 seed and the Nets being the Nets. And it's like, oh yeah, they still are pretty damn good, and they're a team that has won a lot of games in the last 3-4 years.
I'm very much looking forward to that series. I think that the Bucks are for real. I really do. I think
Do
that
you-
like when they have a good number 2. Like, that's been the question. It was always like, is Chris Middleton going to be this guy?
Yeah.
And now that they have like what appears to be, they've almost got a big 3. They've got a medium 3.
They had a medium 3. I also shout out the Bucks Twitter. I thought it was very well done. Usually teams will do the old takes expose, and they'll only do the talking heads of the world. They'll do like Nick Wright and Skip Bayless and all these people. The Bucks did just reply guys, and I fucking loved it. It was just Heat fans replying to the Bucks Twitter account being like, Heat in 5, Heat in 6, Heat culture, and they did an entire collage of it, and it was so funny.
Should they not have included the handles of everybody that replied? Was that not inviting harassment to them?
Oh, interesting. Good point, PFT.
Be better, Bucks.
Yeah, but I thought it was nice to just give a little shine to the people who have 3 followers.
Yeah, burners.
And Tyler Hero.
There were a shitload of burners that were in those replies. It was like, yeah, this is what we do.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler is their avatar, and they're just replying to everything. I liked it.
Did you see the Carolina Hurricanes after the Predators game?
No.
I just sent you the tweet. It was a tweet of the banners. It said, one of the banners said, Taylor Lewan crushed a beer. The other one said Creed played during intermission. And the other one said second loudest house in the NHL. So that was another good social media roasting
I like that.
by the team.
That was well done. Well done. All right, let's stick with the East.
By the way, if you're gonna have Creed play at your sporting event, you have to have some guy come down from the rafters draped in that ribbon, like they did at the halftime show on Thanksgiving in Dallas. It's not really a Creed performance unless you think somebody might just fall from the rafters and land on the ice.
Kind of sad how far Creed has fallen from going Thanksgiving at the Cowboys game to basically house band.
First intermission in Nashville,
yeah. That was like the guitarist you ignore playing at lunch hour at Potbelly's.
Yeah,
was just
sad.
Creed. I know,
those
it
guys.
Was very sad.
Yeah.
All right, let's stay in the East.
Are you a clap for the Potbelly's guitar?
Yeah, you
have to
throw them a couple bucks.
You have to, yeah.
If you make eye contact, you always have to give money to a street performer. It's all about the eye contact. If you can avoid eye contact, you can keep on walking.
And the hidden cameras, remember?
Yeah.
I'm also.
It could be Jewel.
I'm terrified. I know that at some point I'm going to end up in a viral video where it's I'm walking past Yo-Yo Ma playing the cello, and he's dressed up in some weird outfit on the subway. It's look at this guy that won't even recognize the best music by the best artist.
I don't think he has to dress up for me to not recognize him.
Yo-Yo Ma?
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd be surprised.
No.
If you saw Yo-Yo Ma playing the cello, if you walked past a guy who was really good at the cello and he looked like Yo-Yo Ma, you would probably think, is that Yo-Yo Ma?
I don't know if I could. I don't know what Yo-Yo Ma looks like off the top of my head. All right, let's stay in the East.
Anybody playing the cello could be Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo-Yo Ma, yeah. The Wizards, gentleman's sweep is coming.
Yeah, so got that one win.
Yeah, that's
all
big.
that mattered. Well,
crowd got hyped.
It does matter about Joel Embiid's knee.
So, I don't want to do this to myself again, but I am. I don't think he hurt his knee. I think he hurt his ass/back. He grabbed his back. He fell on his back. His back has been bothering him all year.
He grabbed his back, but he also grabbed the back of his leg.
These is his Drew Brees ribs all over again. Joel Embiid's back is hurt.
The knee buckled a little bit.
No, his back is hurt.
You saw the shockwave go up through his knee when he landed.
It's his back. He hurt his back. I think his back is hurt.
Okay.
And his ass.
All right.
Tailbone.
What does Pro Football Doc say about
Sixers fans who are freaking out, just tell yourself that Joel Embiid was like, you know what? Let's get more revenue for the league and we'll go 5. So sit out the second half. This is, honestly, though, for Sixers fans, this is as much of a disaster as possible if Joel Embiid's actually hurt.
And a series that they're going to win 4-1, there's still going to be so many conversations coming out just about Ben Simmons' free throw shooting just from that one game alone that it's a somehow you won the series 4-1 and it's going to be lost.
Hack of Simmons. I love it.
Just saw that Davis Bertans is out for probably the rest of the series. He's got a calf strain. So
after his Tony Snell line,
he had even better than a Tony Snell line because I think he had 5 fouls.
He's 6 fouls.
He fouled out. Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the time I set my youth league record for the quickest foul out?
No. Well, actually, I think you have, but tell it again.
I think it was just about 2 minutes. I fouled out in 2 minutes of the game.
That's solid.
0 points. And but to be fair, one of them was a technical foul that I got for yelling at the ref after he called me for a foul that I did not commit. It was all ball. Everybody knew it. But I still think I hold that record to this day.
That's
poor sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah. According to Shams, Lakers star Anthony Davis is unlikely to play.
Yeah.
And wait, there was something that was just posted about Joel Embiid being likely to play.
This is a disaster. This is threat level midnight for Sixers fans. The good news is you should be able to beat the Hawks or the Knicks. It's going to be the Hawks maybe without them. Maybe not.
Shout out to all the Knicks fans who got mad for me calling them cute when they won.
Let's talk about
and
the
then
Knicks.
we're chanting, we want the Nets.
Let's talk about the Knicks real
and then
quick.
they're just kidding. They've lost 2 games by 40 points.
I feel bad for Knicks fans.
They're cute.
It's
cute. It is cute, Big Cat.
I feel bad for them because they're going through something that I went through. And I tweeted about it during Game 2, and I had a lot of Knicks fans yell at me and tell me that I was premature, but it's pretty much exactly what I said, in that Tom Thibodeau is a fantastic coach, and he will always get your team to overachieve and play to their max ability during the regular season. And then when you get to the postseason, there's no extra gear. Now, the Knicks they weren't supposed to be here, so it's a little different. They're a flawed roster. But he also played Julius Randle the most minutes of anyone in the NBA this year. The most minutes. It's always going to go like this when you do that with your quote-unquote star player who can't figure out a double team, has been shooting terribly.
He does look tired.
He looks tired.
He looks tired at the start of every game.
Yeah, and he's it also was like super flashbacks when the Knicks were down, I think 15 or something, and Julius Randle was still in the game. And that's when Derrick Rose got hurt. This is Tom Thibodeau. He's a great coach, but until it works in the playoffs, and again, they're a flawed roster, so they weren't even supposed to be here.
Counterpoint, they're going back to the Garden.
Yeah, they are going back to. I love this series.
We're
by the
rooting
way,
for the Garden in this. I want to see as many Garden games as possible.
And I love this series because there is it feels like there's real animosity. Trae Young has been incredible. He scored, I think, 30, 33, 35, 35, 37, and Trae Young has how for a baseball team when players have handshakes with each different player, so they have 15 different handshakes. Trae Young has a celebration for each type of play. A long three, he has a celebration. A sick assist, he has a celebration. He's averaging 10 assists in this series. A play at the hoop, he's got a celebration. I love it. He's got so many fucking celebrations.
If you're a Knicks fan, you have to move on. An important thing about this game is you need to know when to get off of a take, and so far, you're going bald takes have actually been counterproductive for you.
Yes.
So it was a good opportunity to see how it would impact him. It turns out it just makes him pissed off, which makes him better.
Yeah.
So it's having the opposite effect that you want. You got to find something else to make fun of Trae Young for.
Yeah, I don't know what else you can do when he just scorches your team every single game.
Yeah, don't spit on him anymore. He obviously doesn't like that.
He spells his name like an asshole. It should be Trey.
Yes, yeah.
Especially a basketball player.
2 vowels in a row.
Right, but Trae, you're shooting threes.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. But I like this series. You can also tell, I can always tell the temperature of a series if I tweet anything, and it could be totally neutral about a game. Like I was saying on whatever day they played, Trae Young was talking so much shit, and he was missing his 40-footers, which he loves to take. I was like, if he hits any of these in this game, the shit talking is going to go to a different level. And I had Knicks and Hawks fans mad at me, and that just shows you how on edge everyone is, and I love that.
Did you see the pregame trick shot that he was doing where he was bouncing the ball off the other ball, and then in between bounces he would shoot it? And he was sitting down on the bench and just sank a three as he was juggling a basketball using another basketball.
So is he officially the poor man's Steph Curry?
Yes, that is very much a Steph Curry thing. Yeah. I think he wants to be Steph Curry.
I think, want to be Steph. I do too.
Want to be Steph.
Yeah, everyone should want to be Steph Curry. All right, so that's the East.
I want to be a Phoenix Sun.
Yeah, get your dick sucked. Let's talk about them. So I am back to now believing that the Lakers could lose this series.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Anthony Davis.
Because it's Anthony Davis' team.
When Anthony Davis goes off the floor, and KCP got hurt too, it was really bad watching the Lakers play offense. And I think, what are your guys' predictions real quick for Game 5, which is Tuesday night, where our next show won't be till Friday? I think we're going to get a vintage LeBron, just every single way.
We keep waiting for that, though.
30. This is it.
38, 12, and 8.
Oh, it's going to be one of those stat lines where Nick Wright will be like, no player has had this exact one of those weird, no player since Michael Jordan has ever done this in the playoffs. I don't know. I like the Suns. Now, I got in trouble last time I said that because I was very, very wrong about, was it Game 2? But I feel like I'm going to bet on the Suns again.
Well, I mean, without Anthony Davis, it's a totally different team. Shout out Mark Jackson, who at the end of the game was like, I don't think Anthony Davis makes a difference in this game. It's like, what? Okay. Anthony Davis, however you want to rank them, is probably a top 5 player in the NBA. He doesn't make a difference?
Right.
Okay. DeAndre Ayton, though, has been incredible. And the only thing I'm worried about with DeAndre Ayton is he's got Greg Oden, like, this guy looks 10 years older than he is, face.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like he looks like Abraham Lincoln.
He's aging rapidly.
But he's dunking. Like, the dunks are just unreal. Like, I think he's probably shooting
81%.
I was going to guess like between 80 and 90% from the field, and like vast majority of those are just yams. They're just finding they're not doing a good job of defending him inside. But yeah, he's fun to watch. Like, he's still at that age where he's usually the biggest player on the court, and he's jumping higher than anybody on the court, and you just can't stop that dunk.
Yes.
You can't defend it.
PFT, as a LeBron stan, when you see Chris Paul do dirty plays like he did on Kyle Kuzma, like trip him, knock him down, do you wish that LeBron would speak out? Like, they're best friends, and LeBron's never really mentioned how dirty of a player he is, and he's going after his own guys right now.
Oh, Chris Paul, but some things are bigger than your NBA. He's a country first guy, and so they play a USA basketball together. So that's a bond that's tough to break. You know, they do it for the glory of the country. So you're essentially asking him to commit treason. So, no, I do stand with LeBron on that.
Do you think LeBron, that cheap shot he took where he pushed someone in the back and then didn't get back on defense to end the game? What do you say?
That was vintage LeBron.
That was.
But that's the thing where it's like it's one after the other. It's vintage LeBron where it's like he gives up.
Playoff foul.
You get your hopes up. The Suns have a chance, and then he just comes back and drops like 54.
I know. That's why I'm fully ready for Game 5 to be vintage LeBron. Do you think
I would not be surprised if LeBron like just grabbed the back of his neck and looked around up in the arena and just pointed up at a fan and be like, went over to a ref, was like, hey, someone
threw a quarter at
hit me with like a disappearing skittle.
Maybe he's gonna go with the old. Remember when laser beam? What was it? What were they called?
The laser beam. Yeah, the laser
beams. What?
Laser
pointer. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
things cats freak
almost
out about.
midnight. Laser pointer. He's definitely going to say laser pointer was in his eye.
Yeah.
Laser pointers had a moment. Remember that? And like probably about 15 years ago, people would bring them to games and try to get people.
There was one, I think, at an NFL game. I want to say the Raiders were playing in it. And maybe Derek Carr got lasered, or it might have been who's the quarterback from Michigan State that played for them for a while? Connor Cook. Yeah, I think Connor Cook got lasered. We haven't seen one of those. LeBron might send like Bronny Jr.
That was a great that was a great urban legend that a laser pointer could like burn your eye out. Mm-hmm. Like, don't point that at me. It could totally
happened to Brady too.
That happened to him?
Yeah.
That was probably just somebody with a gun.
April 2019. AFC Championship game.
Someone laser pointed at him? See, that's the type of fan stuff. I'm not condoning that, but if you're thinking water bottle or spit versus laser pointer, go with laser pointer. Then get kicked out that way.
Faces up to a year in jail.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Or fine up to $1,000.
Don't do that. Do not.
It's honestly funny if it's not on their face. If it's like on their nipple, that's hilarious.
It's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, like super scary.
Yeah, like it could be a gun.
Don't do it. I've thought this all the way through. Do not laser point anyone ever. Do you think?
Flashlight.
I had a thought. Do you think LeBron's sneaky, like deep down in places he doesn't talk about, a little jealous of Anthony Davis because he actually gets injured?
Yeah, probably.
Like, he's like, damn.
Calls him a drama queen.
Yeah, like
come on, man.
I really wish it should have been. He like whispers into his ear, like, should have been me. I should have been the one who got this injury.
I think it's not unlikely. You know who needs to step up is Caruso. Mm-hmm. Caruso, he's now, the pendulum has swung on the Caruso pendulum where now he's overrated.
Yes.
And so it needs to swing back the other way. He needs to have one of those games where he comes out there and silences. Maybe he has a nice chase down block and increases the value of his old NFTs.
Yes.
He's got that in. Do you think that between LeBron and Caruso, like, there is a little bit of animosity that Caruso was like, I'm just going to shave my head because I'm going bald, and this is the good move to do. And LeBron's like, oh, man, why did he do that? Like, is he trying to say that I should?
Yes, he's sending me a message.
Yeah, exactly. I think that there might be something to that because, like, Caruso is probably 2 seasons overdue for that.
Yes.
LeBron he's like a decade past that point now.
Yes. All right, well, the good news is for all you Laker fans, you can just hop to the Clippers because they're back. 2-2 on the Mavs. What is going on with Luka in the free throws?
I've got 2 Luka takes.
He's 41% from free throw.
Yeah.
And he's scoring like 35 points a game.
I've been sitting on this take for a while with Luka in particular because he's not a terrible free throw shooter overall, but he's had a lot of moments where he can't do it, especially late in games in the playoffs. I think he practices shooting threes way too much. It's the Steph Curry effect. He doesn't have a mid-range shot.
He
can't shoot a 15-footer.
From free throw line, he should do like a step back.
Yes, yeah. He should like dribble between his legs,
A fadeaway.
do the hezzy to the ref, make sure it's under 10 seconds, and then a full-on jump shot, jump backwards and shoot it. That's take number one. Take number two on Luka. This is a little spicy. I think Luka's older than we think he is.
Ooh.
I think it's
Danny Almonte?
I think it's a Danny Almonte, Alfonso Soriano thing. I don't think Luka's 22 years old. I think Luka's probably 27, 28 years old. You can do anything. If you're a player that's not born in the United States and you come over, there's a lot of paperwork that can get either lost or changed very easily. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I probably would if I was Luka too. But that's
Hasn't he been like hasn't he played in a major league since he was like 16 years old?
Yeah, but he was actually 21.
Got it.
See?
Got it.
You can take the clock back as long as you want.
But he looked very young when he was playing.
Yeah, but even in when he was playing against 8-year-olds, he was probably 12.
He's been like documented all the way along. I don't
Listen,
hate the
Big
theory.
Cat, it's probably wrong, but it's still fun to think about.
Yeah, I agree. Why is Lee Harvey Oswald trending right now?
Yeah, bad tweets.
Yeah, cancel that ass.
I think because somebody was getting senators
laser
and
pointers?
Congress people.
Oh.
Yeah, so somebody was getting Congress people to like retweet a picture of their uncle that was in the Marines because Lee Harvey Oswald was a Marine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so
Jesus Christ.
Luka said he has a nerve strain, by the way.
Oh.
But that it's not the reason why he played and is shooting free throws bad.
That I like that. Just throwing that actually. That's when
Acknowledges nerve issue, but downplays impact.
when we do that as a troll, when we're like, hey, just a reminder, like if Brooks wins, he wins, and if he loses, it's because his knees hurt.
Yeah.
But Luka's doing that for real.
Yeah, usually like hockey players, they do it after the series, and you can like say it after the fact,
Sick
like,
league.
oh, he had a broken leg, so that's why they lost.
Also,
But
a
they're
nerve
just doing it in real time.
A nerve is something that's completely impossible to prove unless you're the player himself that can feel it.
Yeah.
You just be like, I'm dealing with a nerve issue. I'm dealing with numbness in my shooting hand right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
41%. That's crazy for someone that's good. He's that good at shooting, and he's shooting 41%. But yeah, I don't know. That one, that's a weird series because I feel like now the Clippers were dead, and now feels like they're going to win the next two.
So I've got two competing thoughts in my head in this series. One is I want to see the Clippers continue to collapse because it just keeps justifying the take of like blow this team up. They can't win. They're
Right.
They're frauds.
There's still enough time for
this
that
is-
in the second round, but yeah.
Right, this would be a fraudulent move of a team to lose like this when you're stacked up. And then the other competing thought, which is I want to see them play the Lakers because, again, we were promised that series a couple years ago.
Right. Battle of LA. Rage Against the Machine. The other series that are going out west, I got to admit, I only have so many hours that I can stay up. So Nuggets and Nuggets and Blazers. I watched the game. That was the middle of the day. Saturday. There's been so many fucking games. That series is fun, but I don't have a read on it. So I'm being honest with the audience. We're Nuggets fans, but also Blazers fans.
I think I'm a Blazers fan.
I think we're rooting for the series.
Yeah.
I think we're just rooting for the series.
I'm rooting for the series to be over with nobody to get hurt so
In
that
7
somebody
games.
can move on and then lose to either the Lakers or the Mavericks later.
We will be rooting for whoever wins this series.
You know what? I want to see the winner of this series play against the winner of the Utah-Memphis series.
Yes.
And then that's another series we don't have to pay that close of attention to.
Yeah, if the Nuggets played the Jazz, it would solve a lot of the problems in my head.
It really would.
It would just clear.
Or
I mean, I just screwed it up again.
It might make your problems worse because you're like, I don't know which team is which.
We talked about this last year, but it stands true. Like the Nuggets and the Jazz are the same team. They just are. They just always are.
They both occupy the central or the Mountain Time Zone.
Yeah.
Right? Are they the only two teams that play in the
You
Mountain?
could switch Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray teams, and I wouldn't know.
You could switch a lot. I mean, I do like watching.
Jokic,
I like Jokic. He's
the
fun.
best.
He's a thick little boy.
dude, he is the best.
He's also
so
older.
awesome.
He's also older than you think he is.
Yeah, Jokic and I mean, this series actually has like some of the best players to watch in terms of Dame and Jokic, and then the Jazz, Grizzlies. Jazz are going to beat them. That was fun that the Grizzlies had one game.
Our friend Sam Schwartzstein actually did the research. We talked about this on the last show about how it feels like every NBA team has a basketball in their logo.
Yeah.
He looked it up, and 20 NBA teams have a basketball in their primary logo. to remind you what sport they play. And the NFL only has 3, Major League Baseball has 9, and NHL has only 4.
Whoa.
So it is an NBA thing where they're like, we need to reinforce the branding.
I saw someone
as much
tweeted
as possible.
that like every team has to have at least one logo, alternate logo as well.
That has a ball in it.
That has
Yeah,
a ball.
that's a rule that David Stern created back in the day. R.I.P. IP.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He died?
Yeah. R.I.P. Moment of silence.
Just kidding. I knew he was dead.
Double.
What's Blake's show called?
Double cross.
Double cross. I double crossed your asses.
There was a.
You guys thought I didn't know David Stern was dead.
It's always funny whenever we say that David Stern is running the NBA, and it'll be like a new batch of 5 people that have never listened to this
Like,
podcast.
what the
before. They're
fuck?
Like, you guys don't know who runs.
Yeah, we know it's LeBron.
There's nothing funnier than a shockingly short moment of silence.
Yes. I also, I am, stupid things make me laugh, puke videos, whatnot. But when someone yells something super inappropriate during a moment of silence, it usually makes me laugh. I'm sorry. It just does. I apologize in advance. Do you want to do some NHL talk? Before we do that, though,
Yeah.
should we talk about some steaks?
I think we should. I love steak. I get my steak medium rare. That's right. Medium rare, the superior way to eat any steak. That's what we all say. And it's Father's Day coming up soon. Father's Day, I'm letting you guys know right now, Father's Day is the most forgotten holiday in the world. I don't have any stats or anything, but I just feel like it is. And fathers like Big Cat get left behind sometimes.
Yes.
And right now is the best time to go ahead and set aside a little bit of time to purchase a Father's Day gift that your dad will absolutely enjoy. I'm getting this for my dad, actually, and it's Omaha Steaks. Father's Day is right around the corner, and if you go to omahasteaks.com and then you type PMT in the search bar, order Dad the Get Out and Grill assortment. It includes 20 entrees that your dad's guaranteed to love. It's got ultra juicy burgers, plump chicken breasts, sides, desserts, and 4 10-ounce butcher's cut New York strips. The strips are aged for 30 days. Why is that important? Because age equals tenderness. Plus, you get 4 free New York strip burgers with your order. They're ultra lean. They pack a bold, intense flavor. And Omaha Steaks, it's not just steak. It's the best steak of your life, guaranteed. Visit omahasteaks.com, keyword PMT. Get the Get Out and Grill assortment today. Send Dad more than just a gift. Send him an experience he's going to love and that he can share with you. And for a limited time, you're going to get those 4 New York strip burgers with your order. So you're going to get in this Get Out and Grill assortment, you get 4 10-ounce butcher's cut strips, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 Omaha Steaks burgers, 4 gourmet jumbo franks, 16-ounce package of Omaha Steakhouse fries. You get 4 caramel apple tartlets. You get their signature seasoning, and then you get those New York strip burgers for free on top. That's a lot of meat. That is a perfect Father's Day gift. Get it for your dad. Don't forget about Dad this Father's Day. Take some time right now. Hit pause. I'll wait for you to come back. Thanks for coming back. Make sure that you hit the promo code PMT when you were searching on omahasteaks.com. Hook your dad up this Father's Day.
Hank, what are you getting Jake for Father's Day?
Nothing. Good one. You're so funny.
That's a good question.
Jake, we're going to talk about your viral video soon. You ready for it?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Always
sound like
ready.
he's ready for it.
You don't have to
All right,
get
let's
ready
talk
to
some
stay
puck.
ready.
Let's talk some puck. We did a return of the Big Mad for our Leaf fan AWLs. The Leafs are maybe the saddest franchise ever.
It's tough. Right now, Big Mad is trending in Toronto.
Oof.
That's how mad they are. It's been Big Cat. It's been 6,251 days since the Maple Leafs have won a playoff series.
They haven't won a playoff series since 2004. They haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967. But it's actually way worse than that because the way they lose playoff series are so stupendously, stupefyingly bad that it's like it's incomprehensible. So they had 11 years, so it's 17 years since they won a playoff series. The first 11 years, they just didn't make the playoffs except for once. And that one time they made the playoffs was 2013 when they gave up a 4-1 lead in the third period with 10 minutes left in Game 7, including 2 goals when the Bruins pulled their goalie in under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
That's insane. Then in 2017, they were up 2-1 in a series against the Capitals. They lost in 6 games. 2018, they lost in 7 games. 2019, they lost in 7 games. And then tonight, they lost up 3-1 against a team that I think Leaf fans like. They hate more than any other team in the Canadiens. They were up 3-1 in the series. They go to Game 7, and there's actually nothing worse than a no-show in Game 7.
Yeah.
Like losing in Game 7, I know that that's bad in 2013 when they lost the way they lost. I would contend that a no-show, the way they lost tonight, where you like get a fucking goal with 30 seconds left to just have something on the score sheet, that hurts so much worse.
And it's not like the Leafs have been a terrible team this whole time either, because they've been good. Like the Leafs in the late 90s, early 2000s had a lot of really good players, and they were so fun to watch. That was like the Ty Domi team when he would just like beat people up that fell into the penalty box. He would fight everybody on the ice. You had, I think Darcy Tucker was on that team. You had Matt Sundin. Like they've had a lot of really good players come through Toronto, and you always think of them as being one of the premier franchises just because they've got like they're Toronto's team. They've got the iconic, the blue sweater is wonderful. But they actually kind of got screwed by the strike because they had a really good team. I think that's when they won their last playoff series was the year before the strike. They had a good team that they were building on. They got fucked by the strike, and then they just haven't done anything at all since then. It's tough, and our good friend Paul Mistanet said that when they were up 3-1 in this series, he would get himself circumcised.
Yeah, he's uncircumcised.
His dick got sweatered, and he will circumcise himself or pay for somebody to circumcise him if they were to lose that series. Turns out they lost the series.
So
hot seat, Paul Bissonnette's foreskin.
Circumcised.
Yeah.
He's got to get circumcised.
And I looked it up, actually. You have to wait 42 days before having sex after you get circumcised.
Yikes.
And then, new nickname, Jizz Nasty.
Ooh. But you can't jizz if you're uncircumcised?
No, you don't come.
Oh.
If the foreskin just bottles it in,
resorbs it.
It goes back into your balls.
All right, so we got big mad tweets. I'm gonna read some of the best. These are from Leaf fans. We asked them to write in. We do feel bad for them, but misery is the best content. So this one's from Luca. He said, "I want to cut my face off while getting punched in the groin multiple times." There was a theme too that people were trying to relate it to like our own misery. I didn't need that, but a couple of them were like Ben Smith said, it's like being a Packers fan, but our offense turns into the Bears come playoff time.
Yeah, that's nice. Actually a pretty good take, though.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mikey said, please don't talk about us on the show. I just threw up. It's so bad. I'm going to chain smoke darts, and I hate cigs. Everything's a fucking joke. It's like watching a movie where you know the ending and it sucks, but you watch it every year. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
This is actually a pretty good spin zone by the Leafs. So the Leafs texted a statement to their fans after the game saying, Leafs Nation, this isn't where we want to say goodbye. In our 5-month unprecedented journey, the vision was clear. We fell short. But we would like to thank the 550 healthcare workers who represent the true heroes of today. And we can't wait to see Scotiabank Arena back where
Did JJ Watt write that?
Yeah, so this, they had a bunch of like, what are they, like first responders, nurses, paramedics come out, and they were in attendance tonight. So another choking victim.
Yeah.
One of their spin zone is that because there's still like a lot of COVID restrictions in Canada, they didn't have the giant watch party in the center of town.
Yeah.
So there's no video of all the Leafs fans getting their heart broken. For like 100 times.
That's good.
Good point. Liam wrote, as Leafs fans, we should collectively choose one shit coin to pump and pool our earnings to buy the team. We fire everybody and hire a shaman as a coach. No need for hockey knowledge to coach the Leafs, just enough good juju to balance out the curse. I don't know how to say this guy's name. I'd rather drag my balls through a mile of broken glass and vinegar than watch this team cock up the playoffs again. I like that, cock up the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's like taking 100 kicks to the dick over and over and over again. This guy did the same thing where Lucy decided that to bring the Bears into this. I don't know why. It's like if the Bears got a top 10 quarterback and won the division, was a top 5 team in the league with a real chance to win the Super Bowl, but then the double doink happens, but then you take that feeling and make it every year, except this year it was against the Packers. Yikes.
This one came from Kyle Lowry's season. He said, it's like losing table tennis matches to the same guy over and over again after they've said they're the best in the office.
That's tough. This guy, Tyler Rubin, shout out this guy. I'm a Leafs and Bengals fan. Mm-hmm. In the last 15 years, they've had 15 chances to move on to the next round. They've lost all 15. That's insane.
That's on you for electing to become I hope that you live in Cincinnati and that you adopted the Maple Leafs and not the other way around, because adopting the Bengals as your NFL team, I guess the jerseys are kind of cool, so I can see that. But like that, you can pull the escape hatch on that. Like you can abandon the Cincinnati Bengals franchise, and nobody would blink twice. Except now, no. They got Joe Burrow. Yeah, all systems Joe.
All right, so I have a couple last ones. I like these ones. Someone just succinctly said, Nicholas said, I wish I got COVID and died so I didn't have to watch that. That just plays there. Mark says,
topical.
We're a disgrace to the sport of hockey. I'll never be able to watch this team the same. This was humiliating. I'm a loser. My parents are losers. My dog is so dumb because we all support the Leafs. No questions at this time. I just like being like, yeah, my dog's an idiot too.
I like this one because it really paints a picture. We've all been there. Chain smoking cigarettes on my deck alone. Sick of being embarrassed and let down year after year, wondering if it'll ever change. Because you've been like just hanging out on your porch, smoking, refreshing Twitter, hoping that something will change. I think we've all been in that position.
I always go back to like the moment, the day after a really bad loss. It's that next morning that's the killer. When you wake up and you have that one moment where you just like soak it all in and you're like, God damn it, I wish I could turn back time. And that's just all Toronto tomorrow. The last one I have was Jaquezie Jacobs said, I've been a Leaf fan for 47 years. I'm clinically obese and I live with 17 possums that I found in the sewer on my street. Go Seattle. I like that. I just like that. Because I actually kind of believe him. In a weird way, I think that guy is living with possums and just hating his life because he's a Leaf fan. Not because he's living with 17 possums.
No, 17 possums. At least you got friends.
Yeah. And then the Canadiens add just such a terrible element for them. I think that.
Would you rather lose to the Flyers or the Canadiens if you're the Maple Leafs?
I think the Flyers. I think the Canadiens makes it so much worse, so much worse, because those are like the two hockey cities you think of when you think of Canada hockey cities.
What other franchise would you compare the Maple Leafs to, like in another sport? Because I don't think that I was going through.
I don't think
there is 2016.
No, because the Cubs weren't like good. They were the lovable loser. I mean, they got close a few times.
The Cowboys.
I was gonna say the Cowboys in another like 20 years would be the Leafs. They have to go another like 20 years of just never doing anything, never getting back to a Super Bowl.
But the crazy thing is, it would actually take like 30 more years.
Yeah, no, but
of the Cowboys not winning anything.
But that would be
the Redskins, kind of
the best analogy.
Well, they don't exist anymore.
The R words, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the football team.
The no logos.
The football team.
No
but
mascots.
The Cowboys, I think, have the element of
we're reigning champions.
Like
of the NFC Beast.
They're one of the teams that you think of when you think of football. Like the Leafs are one of the teams you think of when you think of hockey. They have historical relevance, but it's all in the past. And so, the Cowboys would be the team. If we're sitting here 2045 and the Cowboys haven't gone back to a Super Bowl, they would be the Maple Leafs.
So I'll put it into this type of perspective. It would be like the New England Patriots if they didn't win a playoff game until like 2075.
Well, no, the Leafs won some playoff games in there, but they haven't won one in 17 years.
But I'm talking about series, okay. Let's maybe the New England Patriots won like 2 playoff series, and the year is 2075.
Yeah.
At that point, they would become the football equivalent of the Maple Leafs.
The Pirates.
It's brutal. Could imagine thinking like a guy, like if you're 20 years old in 1967 and you're like, this is fucking sick.
Yeah.
We're so awesome.
You think they had like that kid that brings the signs to every parade in Boston? They had one of those in Toronto. He's like, my life is fucking set.
Yeah, they won a million Stanley Cups in like before the 50s, but they won a Stanley Cup in 62, 63, 64, and 67. And then after that, you're like, yeah, we're the fucking shit. We're always going to be the Leafs. And they just have been so bad ever since. Have they been back to the Stanley Cup? I don't think so. I don't think they've been back to the Stanley Cup.
It's also just they're really creative with the ways that they lose these series too.
Yeah, I mean, losing in 7 games every time is, you got to really tip your hat to them.
The Bruins won a few years ago when they blew the 3-1 lead, 4-1 in the third.
Yeah, it's insane.
Sorry.
So, other hockey, the Bruins and Islanders played. Might have been the best playoff hockey game of these playoffs, because that was like wall to wall intense. The best part, and I know it's cliche because everyone says, "Oh, playoff hockey's incredible." When you get to overtime and you go like an extended period of time, 10 minutes without a whistle or a stop, That is the best. It's
The
incredible.
referees just swallow their whistles.
And you just up and down and up and down.
You have to like try to murder somebody in overtime to get a penalty.
Yes.
Call. Or
yes.
if they'll have to call the obvious delay of game if you just hit the puck like over the glass. But besides that, they will not call a penalty in overtime. And you know the guys are just exhausted out there. I was shocked that I feel like we haven't gotten a good Marchand shorthanded goal recently, have we?
No, but he's been doing great in the playoffs.
He hasn't licked anybody.
Yeah, but he's had a lot of goals, had an overtime goal.
I would like to see
Their
him
first
lick
line is
someone.
buzzing.
Why isn't he licking people anymore?
I don't know, he's
Is
too
he-
focused
he
on
got woke?
too focused on winning.
Luis
Yeah, I guess
Suarez,
COVID, yeah, it's
remember
like
him? He
COVID.
stopped
Yeah.
biting people.
Yeah, I don't like
Haven't
that.
heard from him since. The Avs are just awesome. I feel like they're gonna
Yeah,
win it all.
The South
they're gonna
is
go
back.
all the way.
Nathan McKinnon looks like when you take a player in NHL and just boost all their ratings to 99. That's kind of how he looks like when he plays.
Yes.
he just
Is it
goes
a
so
really
much.
good
He just
player?
goes. He's just so much bigger and just goes so much faster than everyone
Than
else.
everyone,
It's crazy.
yeah. You're cheating. The slider dorks
Yeah.
are mad about Nathan McKinnon.
it's embarrassing to lose 7-1 in the playoffs in the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's so hard to do. I feel like you just incredible. And yeah, so we'll probably have Whitney on. I think maybe on Sunday for next Monday. We'll talk some more hockey. But they have been great. The playoffs have been great. The Islanders Bruins series is going to tear Barstool apart. Stu Feiner, our good friend, who I think I've decided. I think we do need to get Stu back on the pod this summer.
Yes.
I think there's enough. We need to
Enough
go have a
time.
day
Well,
at Stu's
we're
house.
going to do wiffle ball.
Yeah,
out
we're
at
gonna
his
have a
place
wiffle
on
ball.
Long Island.
We're having a
In Long
wiffle ball tournament. Just another. Jake, how are you at wiffle ball?
I think I'm decent. I don't know. I haven't played in a while.
Hank is going to be so excited.
Hank is going to be.
Is Hank really good?
Yeah.
He won
the best in the office.
He won the
2017
championship.
Call champion.
Best
no big
one
deal.
here.
With your team?
Yeah,
It was an individual award.
it was a 3-man team. Shook Knights.
Awesome.
Yeah, actually, maybe Jake and Hank will be on the same team for our wiffle ball tournament.
That'd be
Sure.
great. Yeah.
Okay, great. That would be awesome. Jake, do you want to talk about your viral video now, or do you want to wait?
Whatever you guys want. It's your show.
Thank you for the permission to talk about it whenever we want. Let's talk about it now.
All right, let's talk about it now.
So Jake went viral on Friday because it turns out he is in the video that we've all seen making its way around the internet. You are the face of mansplaining, where you were leaning over talking to a girl in a bar. She's very much rolling her eyes at the conversation and disgusted with whatever it is that this young gentleman
Hanging on
is
to every
saying to her.
word, but just gets more and more disappointed as the words continue to come
And
out.
he's wearing a suit in a bar.
And he looks a lot like our darling Jake. And this young lady went to Syracuse, and she said, "I'm sorry, Jake," when she tweeted out the video.
What? Could that have been you?
I'm here. I'm a facts first person.
Uh-huh.
Facts are it's not me. We have proof from the source itself it's not me, but you guys can think whatever you want. The memes were great. You guys blew up my phone on vacation.
Yeah, Jake was on a boat with his friends.
That's fucked up, guys.
And, well, you vacation shamed on Thursday, so
Absolutely
we'll
not.
never forget that.
Absolutely
How many
not.
missed text messages did you have?
So I put my phone away. We were on a boat from 9 to 1. I put it away, and in 30 minutes, 72 texts from you guys. One of my friends said, Jake, you should probably check your phone.
Yeah.
And I told you guys earlier that morning I'm not going to have my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was has Justine landed, but for Jake. Like,
Yeah.
we were all waiting for you to get back. We thought that you were coming up with your story, like getting your story together.
Nope.
And which I know that you did contact the young lady.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had deleted any of those DMs, if maybe you were pressuring her to say that it wasn't you.
No.
So it was another Jake who went to Syracuse who looked like you and also wears suits at bars.
and has been nowhere to be found.
Correct. But I,
We got to find. This is like when OJ was trying to find the killer.
yeah.
The other Jake.
I wasn't really a suit at a bar person. I think I did it like once.
I think
sure?
I think you've probably shown up to bars wearing suits because you're coming from another suit event.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Like maybe you were calling a
The
game.
memes were great.
The
They
memes
were
were great.
Yeah,
The memes
they were great.
They were
wonderful.
great.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, Hank will retweet a bunch of them tomorrow morning for you, just
But
to
yeah,
make sure.
it was not me, but
Hank was
It
very
could be you.
excited.
Where were you that night?
I don't know what the night was.
What bar was it?
I couldn't tell, honestly.
That was smart of you to answer it that way.
If you were to put a percentage on it that it is not you, what would that be?
100%.
It can't be 100%, Jake, because you're not sure about it.
You don't know where you were.
You don't know where that bar is.
We don't know who this person is.
Have you, Jake? Okay, cross-examination.
It's,
Jake, Have you ever consumed more than 6 beers or alcoholic drinks in an hour?
No.
Pussy.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
all right. But have you ever been intoxicated in a bar?
Yes.
Have you ever talked to a girl at a bar?
Yes.
So is there at all a possibility that at some point in your life you would have talked to a girl in a bar while you were intoxicated?
Yes.
Okay.
However, if it was a t-shirt, I was telling you guys this earlier, I would have been like trying to convince myself maybe it is me. But the suit factor, I know for a fact, there was one time I wore a suit in 4 years at a bar at college. If it was a t-shirt, maybe it could have been me. It was a time maybe I really got drunk.
Mm-hmm.
But the suit factor really made me sure it was not me.
What about the fact that she said that it was Jake?
Okay, Syracuse is a big school. Jake's
Yeah.
a popular name.
How many Jakes?
Short haircut. The haircut was crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy. It was wild.
Crazy. Wild.
Yeah.
Looked exactly like you.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll get to the bottom of it. We appreciate
We're at
you
the
being a
bottom
good.
of it.
No, we'll get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
If we have to have her on the show, we'll have her on the show.
Okay.
And we'll.
This poor kid though, you don't want him to get like
Jake?
exposed. Yeah.
You talking about Jake now?
Yeah.
Got it.
We
Yeah.
wouldn't want Jake to get
It
excited.
guess
only
no
has
matter-
4 million views.
No matter what, I guess he.
She can't-
I was
low-key.
so fucked up that she was like, "I'll never reveal what was said. Sorry, Jake." You kind of just blew that one wide open.
Maybe
our
it was a
sweet
placeholder
darling
name.
Jake.
I don't know.
Maybe you
That
guys
was
are
a
in cahoots.
placeholder name.
Maybe it's a couple of alums in cahoots.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
All right, well, we'll get to the bottom of it.
You know what
All
we
right.
should do? We should have Jake reenact that video with somebody here in the office and just see
what-
how it
yeah.
matches up, how the angles match up.
I have a feeling that Billy's spending a lot of time on this video.
He already told me he was
Yeah.
analyzing the
for
angle
him.
of your ears.
Yeah.
Compare
Okay,
and contrast.
we'll find out.
We found out.
Yeah,
Oh, did we?
we will find out.
Did we?
We will find out. We will find out. All right, let's get to Who's Back of the Week. We're going to do Who's Back of the Week and Hot Seat Cool Throne because we're combining Monday and Wednesday's show. Who's Back of the Week is brought to you by the Cash App. The stock market is backed. Investing through Cash App, buying and selling Bitcoin. And, of course, when you download the Cash App and enter the referral code Barstool, you receive $10 for free, $10 to the ASPCA. Do it now. Download the Cash App from the App Store or Google Play Store today and get involved with the Cash App. You can buy Bitcoin with one click of a button. Links directly to your bank account. Super easy to use. The Cash App is the best. Okay, Hank, who's back of the week?
My Who's Back of the Week is Urban Meyer.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling, so it was AE Wrestling, Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
They were in Jacksonville in the, I guess where Jaguars practice or whatever. And in the, I don't know, what do you call it, a work. They run into
No, that was real.
They run into Urban Meyer's office. He and another coach are in there.
Charlie Strong.
They start throwing footballs at him. The wrestlers take a laptop, smash it over another wrestler's head, which looked like it hurt a lot. I know it's like wrestling is fake, but I watched that video a lot of times. Like, that dude got absolutely smoked.
Urban Meyer
laptop.
handed him the laptop.
Yes.
To then get smashed with
Yeah,
it.
he
And then
facilitated-
afterwards, they asked him about it, and he was like, I don't remember what you're talking
Wait,
about.
did
I
Urban-
had a brain aneurysm.
Did he report the assault to the proper authorities?
He did.
Okay.
He said, I'm sorry that we were in this situation.
He forwarded the report to all the appropriate authorities that he was obligated to do under law.
I was thinking about it because I was like, why would Urban Meyer open himself up to the jokes that are going to get made from this, which I made many of them. And then I remembered that Tony Khan, Shad Khan's son, he owns that wrestling league. So Urban Meyer might have to be in every wrestling promo going forward.
Yeah.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
Tony's he's the director of analytics now for the Jaguars. It would have been very funny if Cam Newton had just shown up, taken the laptop, and then run out the door with it.
Yeah,
that would have been a nice little
would have been
wink
great.
and a nod.
Yes, and Urban would have been like, "Oh, you can't be on the team anymore."
I'm also
But,
just a
yeah,
huge
you can if
fan
you
of
want.
the narrative that he brought in Tebow just to take off heat off Trevor Lawrence.
You like that narrative?
I actually kind of like that narrative too.
It's a good,
because it
it's
has
a great one.
worked.
Right.
But what's also going to happen is Tebow is just going to be too much of a natural leader and take all the heat and including from the players, off Trevor Lawrence. It's a classic Marcus Smart. Do you want him on your team?
Yeah.
Do you want a guy who's such a natural leader like Tim Tebow on your team? If you're trying to groom a younger guy to take that spot.
I just love every time they show Tim Tebow like flexing while trying to catch a football, and they're like, "Look at how jacked Tebow is." Tebow has muscles that aren't conducive to playing football anymore.
No,
like they don't I don't know if he can move other than in a robotic fashion at this point.
No, he's just been getting swole for the last like 3 years.
Right.
Like baseball's been a hobby for him.
Yeah.
He's just been in the gym.
I've always loved the old swinging leg press video
Yes.
from back in the day. Like that looked like the worst exercise you could ever do for your legs.
Yes.
Well, Tim Tebow's mindset is like there's not a problem in the world that can't be solved with a hard workout.
Yes.
Working harder than the other guy. There was that story did you see the story about Tim Tebow at summer camp?
No.
When he was like, I don't know, 12 years old, they had a 55-pound barbell that the guys were doing curls on, and it was a contest to see who could do the most curls with this barbell. And I think the guy that was in first was like, I don't know, 40 or 50 reps. And then Tebow got up there and did like 300 reps. And then he couldn't move his arms for 3 days afterwards, which is like the perfect Tim Tebow story.
So
like,
perfect.
I will work out so hard and ruin my body so hard that you're going to have no choice but to respect me for it, even if it makes me functionally unathletic.
Yeah, you could have stopped at 70.
Yeah.
Instead, you went to 300. All right, is that it?
My other who's back is Jake Paul.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
He's fighting 39-year-old Tyrone Woodley, former UFC fighter.
Ooh.
But Jake Paul came out as the early favorite too. So
He's doing it so fucking masterfully where he just keeps on, like, upping it a little bit, but it's also guys that he can beat.
right, like this
It's a
guy's
genius.
lost his last 3 fights, but I've already seen videos of fights he won and knocked guys out where it's like, oh, this guy looks fucking sick.
Right.
But that was when he was in his prime. He's 39 now.
All right. Is that it?
I have more, but I'm saving them for Hot Seat Cool
Hot
Throw.
seat, cool
Okay,
throne. Yeah,
smart.
nice.
Good job.
That's smart.
My who's back of the week is gaming the system via quote tweets and making things that you want to trend online.
Ooh.
So you've seen like so many of these in the last 2 or 3 weeks where it's like what
R.I.P. Tim Allen.
Who's the person that you think of when you see this logo? Like we saw with
Yes.
Muggsy Bogues. Now every brand is doing it with their logo. And it's just the easiest way in the world to make some like one specific thing trend that you want to.
I love
Like
it.
we should do that with Jake, where it's like who's the first person you think of when you see this picture, and it's the guy talking to the girl at the bar. But it's really easy. Like every single sports media organization, if you haven't gotten on board this train yet, like what are you even paying your social media team to do?
Yeah, it's true. Just
Figure it out.
And it's not even. They're just throwing up like JPEGs of the old logo, like job well done.
Yeah.
Done for the day. All right, my who's back is Vanilla Ice. Did you guys see his Memorial Day post? It was beautiful. He said, "Happy Memorial Day. Happy because we have the freedom to have a backyard cookout, sports, and sharing smiles. Thanks to the soldiers. Hashtag Happy Memorial Day." And then it was a picture of Michelangelo. No. Leonardo.
What
That was
weapon-
close.
what
Leonardo.
weapon does he have?
He's blue. Leonardo with
Bubba, what color is Raphael?
with a American flag draped over his shoulder, looking like a badass.
I love it.
And Vanilla Ice, I don't know how often he tweets. I don't follow him. I'm gonna start following him actually. That's how you do it. Like that's just show up. If you're a celebrity who was hot for 15 minutes and you haven't been heard from for 20 years, show up every now and then. Frankie Muniz does it well. Like show up every now and then with a hilarious tweet and people are like, damn, that was awesome.
I just like anytime you can incorporate like an old animation into whatever new movement is going on that day. You see that happen a lot with like there's usually like some jacked up Garfield.
Yes.
People have started to sexualize Garfield online. But yeah, any throwback to the Ninja Turtles is a winner in my book.
Yes. Jake, do you have a who's back of the week?
I do. It is Full Plains. There weren't many positives over the last 18 months.
Yes.
One of them was the middle seat being open. That is no longer the case. I feel like you're back into work for the Twitter. If people complain,
Yeah.
you're gonna get
People are
busy
complaining
again.
a lot. Dick Vitale. Shout out Dick.
Right.
Wait, are you saying it's a good thing that the middle seats are filled?
No, I'm just saying it's back. I said
Yeah.
that it was a good thing when they
it
weren't.
was.
It
It
was,
was
yeah,
a very
yeah.
good thing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I thought your who's back was going to be talking to girls at bars.
But that's also back. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, of course. Plenty of opportunities
Interesting.
for the fellow Jakes out there. Maybe who go to Syracuse.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's the summer now, but when the fall kicks back in,
That's what
in
you need to do,
Syracuse.
Jake. You need to do like Eminem when he had that. What was that music video where it was all the Eminem?
The real Slim Shady.
Yeah. You need to just get all the Jakes you can find and pack a
Right.
bar with them.
well, Jake's at Syracuse this fall. Send us your videos talking to girls at the bar.
Yeah, you just got to muddy
Lucy's,
the
Harry's,
waters.
DJs.
Yeah,
Our
you
DJs shut down.
muddy the
Yeah.
water.
Does Syracuse have a
Fagans.
Jake problem?
Maybe.
Possibly.
you're asking.
Possibly.
So yeah, full planes are back, but I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to drink on a plane if things keep going the same way that they've been going, you see the exact same thing happening on planes that you see at NBA playoff games. People have forgotten how to handle themselves on a plane. Like a flight attendant she got her teeth knocked out the other day in that video.
What?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't buy hard liquor on a plane anymore. Southwest said, you guys lost all your drinking privileges. You can't handle it. We're taking away the booze in the air. Figure it out, guys.
Damn. All right. Let's do Hot Seat Cool Throne, shall we? All right, Hot Seat Cool Throne is brought to you by our friends at Coors Seltzer. We are on a mission with Coors Seltzer to save the rivers, so we get we got a Coors Seltzer scoreboard installed. The scoreboard is going to track the amount of cases AWLs and Barstool HQ drink throughout the rest of the year. The goal is to restore 1 million gallons of river water with 2,000 cases of Coors Seltzer. If we hit 2,000 cases, Hank will have to go fishing in the East River and prove he can catch a fish with his bare hands. AWLs, tweet in a pic of your Coors Seltzer with hashtag #LetHankFish. For every pick, we count as one case added to the scoreboard. We're counting all the pictures we get and all the cases we go through at HQ, so get out there and try it. Get Coors Light and Coors Seltzer delivered straight to your door with Drizly or Instacart, or go to CoorsSeltzer.com/take to see where you can purchase Rocky Mountain Refreshment, now in a hard seltzer. Coors Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas. Celebrate responsibly. For every 12-pack sold through 12/31/2021, Coors will purchase services from the Change the Course to restore 500 gallons of fresh river water, max 5 billion gallons through 2021. Details at CoorsSeltzer.com. Go check them out right now. Black cherry, mango, lemon lime, and grapefruit. I love the black cherry, and we want to see Hank catch a fish in the East River, so use that hashtag
Of Alaska.
Let Hank fish. They have an East River in Alaska?
They must.
Hot Seat Cool Throne, Hank.
My hot seat is you, Big Cat. I've been seeing a lot of videos of giant animals. There was the video of the elephant with the huge dick,
Which I would punch.
there was the jacked kangaroo video.
Again, not worried. Did you see him? He was spazzing.
He
was such a
huge.
spaz.
He was muscle bound. He was the Tim Tebow of animals. He
Dude,
could not throw a punch. He's
punch
just
him in the nose.
So what? He's vascular. Big deal.
Did you see the giant moose? That's kind of an old one, but I saw that recirculating
It
as
does
well.
feel like people are trying to prove that I can't beat these animals, but again, show me an animal, I'll find its windpipe, I'll snap it in half.
The kangaroo is just...
Dude, the kangaroo is the only thing that scared me was the elephant, because like you could punch that elephant in the dick and he might like it. You know what I mean? So that one I'll give 50-50. The kangaroo was a bitch. He was a spaz. He was just losing his mind. I put that thing in a fucking headlock and he's not going anywhere.
Interesting. All right, and then my cool throne is lacrosse.
Yeah.
Sport of the future. National
Ooh.
championship today.
Awesome.
I was driving, so I didn't get to catch it.
I watched
but I
every
heard it was
minute.
must watch.
Who won?
Minus the 20-minute nap. I
Virginia,
took.
back-to-back champs.
Yeah.
Oh wow, dynasty.
Dynasty, yeah.
And Maryland had a chance to tie the game with like 10 seconds left.
Wow.
They won a face-off off of it. They scored a goal to go down by 1. They won the face-off. The guy ran down. He didn't go low to high. You got to go low to high till you die.
You gotta go top cheddar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was an awesome game, though. I feel like this happens every Memorial Day. We just need more Memorial Days. That's the only way that lacrosse can take off, because every Memorial Day I'm like, damn, lacrosse is awesome, and then I forget about it until the next Memorial Day.
We love lacrosse though.
Yeah, we
It
do.
is the sport of the future.
Yeah.
And the PLL is starting up.
Water Dogs.
Water Dogs.
We'll get Paul Rabel back on.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, I had Jake Cutler on there too, but I don't know.
Why?
I was unsure.
Vaccines.
He's asking for half of Kristen Cavallari's Uncommon James brand in the divorce.
Love it.
Yeah,
We're
king
gonna
move.
get Jay back on the show, and we'll help him get that
Get
going.
divorced.
Yeah,
But yeah, I thought that was kind of a power move. You usually hear
That
it
is.
coming from the other side.
it's called
so.
negotiating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it
it's
just tells me that he made a good decision when he married.
Yeah.
He married a successful woman.
art of the deal. You got to anchor the negotiation, and then you work back from it. And then you end up
Power
with, I don't
shifting.
know, a quarter of Uncommon James. Boom.
My hot seat is everyone that will never be born. There was an article in Bloomberg today saying spare a thought for the
Oh.
billions of people who will never exist. And the article was just about how population growth is slowing, and so therefore we're going to miss out on a bunch of people who will never be born.
Damn.
Because population isn't growing anymore.
Damn.
So that's tough. So but spin zone that's one less potential Coney or Hitler out there that's ever going to be born.
It is sad though.
You got to take the good with the bad.
People, yeah.
Like every second that you're not fucking, you're murdering millions of people over the next 1,000 years.
I'm doing my part.
Unfortunately, I'm not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that's a great premise of an article.
I do like that.
That's a classic case of you got really high and had a thought.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is going to go.
Or you had to write something. You had a deadline. So here you go.
What about everyone who's not going to be born? My cool throne is Germany, because the NFL is going to try to play games in Germany. It's the fastest growing market out there. So I don't know if they're going to play like the Mexico game in Germany or the England game that's supposed to be in Mexico in Germany. But the bottom line is in 2022, I think the NFL is going to have like an early morning game in Germany to grow that brand.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about it, because like I feel like I've just gotten the vibe of what the British field looks like. Like I can spot British grass now on TV. I don't know what the German soccer field is going to look like. Is it too long?
It's too long.
Yeah, so Germany.
And it's wet. It's always wet. Their grass is always wet.
Yeah, in England, it's super wet.
Super wet.
Because they play at like Wembley Field, and they don't know how to water it like an NFL team would.
Yeah. Or it just rains a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always wet. All right, my hot seat is narcissists. So I'm going to read something for you guys. You tell me who wrote this.
Okay.
Okay. For those of you who have had exposure to one talking about narcissists, this will take all of your seemingly confusing and emotionally draining experiences and create a huge aha moment. And for those of you who haven't, you will want to know what to look for. Narcissistic abuse is no joke, and one of the most difficult emotional experiences to regain your confidence and clarity from. But I always say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger and smarter. Who wrote that?
LeBron. Cam Newton.
That was written
Johnny Bananas.
by one
Confucius.
Wait.
Danica Patrick.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Who's she talking about?
I don't know,
You reckon?
BFT. I have no idea. But she did an interview with a doctor in the field of narcissism, talking about her past experiences dating someone who had narcissistic abuse.
Counterpoint.
Who did she dated?
If you were a alleged quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, would you not feel that your narcissism was at least a little bit justified?
So he's allowed to be a narcissist.
That's a fine line, because if you are, let's say you are the greatest athlete to ever walk the face of the earth, wouldn't it be unhealthy to not think of yourself in the highest terms possible?
Campaign,
You're just in
as
denial.
far as I know, is a really good teammate.
Okay.
So I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting quote. That's all. I also want to do something, and I'm going to do this every week until it comes true. I'm going to predict that this is the week that Aaron Rodgers gets traded.
Okay.
So, and if it doesn't happen this week, I will do it next week, and give me credit when that happens.
Have we got an update on, is he still in Hawaii right now with Miles Teller?
Miles Teller got punched in the face. Did you see that?
Probably by Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, to spend too much time. They bound to break up. That was a crazy story.
Mm-hmm.
Some guy came up to him and was like, "You owe me money from my wedding or from your wedding."
Yeah.
And fought him at a bar.
How about Aaron Rodgers' top bun? We haven't had a real conversation about that.
I think he's just living his best life. I love it for him.
It's like when Ryan from The Office came back from Thailand and he bleached his hair.
Yep.
Kind of changed. That's like we're dealing with Hawaii Aaron Rodgers right now.
Yes.
Aloha Aaron.
Yes. All right, my cool throne is America, because Pulisic won a Champions League.
Yeah, congratulations.
From America. That's our first step. It's never been done. An American has never won a Champions League. We won it all by ourselves. Next stop, World Cup.
Well, next stop, qualifying for the World Cup.
I'm skipping past that.
I have a feeling that all these building blocks that we've got in place, at some point in the next 10 years, the U.S. men's national team is going to qualify for a World Cup.
There we go.
I'm feeling it.
I like that. And if they don't, it's hilarious.
And so either way, weren't we going to have somebody? Was Dest on Man City? Am I making that up?
He was on another.
Oh, he was
team.
on like Real Madrid or something like that.
Who
One
cares?
of those other Super League.
But
teams.
we won it all. And you have to just admit that. If you're a fan of European soccer, you got to admit that America has taken over.
The best player in the world
Played on the best
I would
team
say that like
in the world.
If you win UEFA Champions League, that's actually the best team in the world, right? Because you would think that the best club team could beat any national team.
Yes.
So the best player on the best club team is American. Therefore, the USA is the best soccer country in the entire world.
Yes. Did you see that guy? Fuck, what's his name?
Did the Swans get bumped?
Yeah, they did.
Ooh.
Not
I thought that was a
even
good
close.
thing.
No, bumped down. They stayed down. Who's the guy? Fuck, I gotta find his name. He had won he's basically the Robert Horry of soccer right now. Mm-hmm. He won. He was on the Leicester City team. Then he was on Chelsea. He won a World Cup with France. He won the Europa League last year. He won the Champions League this year. And he's a short king. He's 5'6".
Who would that be?
I don't know.
Some
dude from France.
Some little guy.
Yeah, some little guy.
Napoleon.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Got it.
That is exactly right. All right, let's do one quick talking tennis, and then we have a Monday reading to end the show. Naomi Osaka has withdrawn from the French Open because the media is a bunch of fucking jerks.
My girl.
No, but seriously, what the fuck? This was the weirdest story.
So the way I read it was she said that she was uncomfortable doing the media stuff because she deals with
anxiety.
She deals with like social anxiety and
Depression.
and all that stuff. And so she tried to communicate that. The French Open people were like, "We're not going to tolerate this. You have to do your
Fucking
requisite
French,
media
man.
interviews." And so then she's like, "I'm just going to bow out then," because they were going to make her. You're not allowed to compete in the French Open unless you deal with the media.
The media should get suspended.
They should. They should get.
You have one of the best players in the world not playing in one of the best tournaments because of the media.
We stand with Naomi.
Yes.
And then
we did two things this show. We disavowed water bottle throwers, and we stood with Naomi.
And then the French tennis president issued a statement, and then
I bet that guy's fucking cool.
Yeah, then he declined to answer questions to the media afterwards, which was perfect. You know what?
You fucking loser.
What's the biggest sponsor of the French Open? Is it Rolex?
Rolex.
I'm going to boycott Rolex.
Yep, same.
I'm not.
I will not buy Mike Grinelli any.
I was going to buy Hank a Rolex watch, and
I was going to buy two.
I was going to match it for the entire control room
for
too.
Jake as well.
I was going to buy them all Rolexes, but due to their ongoing sponsorship of the French Open, I can no longer, in good conscience, give my money to.
Let's
Rolex.
go down the list. What are the other ones, Jake?
Hennessy.
Hennessy.
Boycott.
Nope, none for you.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll boycott them.
Is
Tropicana?
wait? Is Hennessy bottled by Coors Light?
No. I don't think so.
So then boycott Hennessy.
Done.
BMW. Out.
Tropicana, you said?
I'm not ready to give up orange juice.
No juice.
No,
juice
I'm not.
for me.
I'm not. That's where I draw the line.
Perrier.
Yeah, boycotted.
What is that?
Wilson.
Lacoste, yep, boycotted. I won't be buying the
Done.
Emirates.
Out.
Emirates.
Rolex,
Yeah, I'm not going to
out.
fly to
Perrier.
Dubai.
Out.
Wilson.
Out.
MasterCard.
Out.
Magnum.
What's
I think
Magnum condoms
I
out.
think that's
Easy. That's an
chocolate.
easy one.
Yeah.
I will no longer
What's
be
Lavazza?
purchasing Magnum condoms.
What's
I
Lavazza?
think it's a drink.
I hate it.
Ooh.
Okay,
Wine?
this is really easy for me to boycott all these things.
Yep.
Congratulations to us.
Tennis.
MasterCard?
I'm going to boycott tennis in general. Anyone who
Until
plays
Wimbledon.
it.
What about table tennis?
No.
I know. I love
Hank
that
would-
sport.
Hank
I
would
love watching
if we were
that
to boycott
sport.
that.
Yeah, I'll be back for Wimbledon.
Possibly the wrongest person on the internet consistently is a guy named Rob Parker. If you don't know Rob Parker, you might remember him from such hits as "Is Robert Griffin Black Enough?" He used to be on ESPN, then he got fired, then he was at a bunch. He's probably been fired like
Everywhere.
nine times. He wrote a take on DEAD bleep 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 spin.com. He said Naomi Osaka is wrong. Her boycott of the media at the French Open is misguided, and worse, it's downright unprofessional. If this tennis superstar is seriously dealing with a mental health issue, as she announced on social media, she should have bowed out gracefully from the event and taken time for herself. But to claim she can do everything else, but she can't talk to the media, is bogus. Bravo to the 4 Grand Slam tournaments who issued Osaka both a fine and a stern warning for her behavior. He's just a big fan of the tournaments banding together.
I love it.
Why does she... Do we really need to like have these interviews where a tennis player will be like, my opponent played really well and I'm just lucky to advance? Okay,
I was thinking about it. Yes, I think that, well, I stand with Naomi. I want to just throw that out there. Blanket.
Good.
I've already boycotted all those places. Whenever someone says, do we need these interviews, I just think of Allen Iverson practice. Like, we would never have that.
Mm-hmm.
If we
That one got taken out of context, though.
Practice. Or what about...
the thing is that interview, like, he was talking about, like, his best friend had just died.
Yeah.
And he was, like, putting it all in perspective. He's like, my best friend's died, blah, 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 but we're talking about practice. Everyone took it out of context.
What about...
That's actually a good example.
What about John Chaney trying to choke John Calipari? Never would have had that.
You should have, yeah.
What about not a dime back? Jim Calhoun. Jim Calhoun actually should just step in for anyone who has social anxiety and do their... Like, if... This is the perfect solution.
You should have
Naomi
a champion.
Osaka should just hire Jim Calhoun to do all of her interviews for him, and then we all win. Because then we have Jim Calhoun giving press conferences and being mad at a bunch of French people.
Riley Curry.
Yeah.
Riley Curry.
Boom. I do think that you should be able to nominate a champion that steps in and handles the media for you. That should be allowed.
Yeah.
That'll be like your official spokesperson. Have Marshawn Lynch go out there and just be like, I'm just here so Naomi doesn't get fined.
Yeah, what about LeBron? Like, if we didn't have LeBron, we wouldn't have had last year when he said that 35-year-old LeBron could beat 27-year-old
Or the
LeBron
basically
one-on-one.
broken hand.
We would have never known about his pretty much broken wrist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or the episode when he kind of carried his purse and walked away.
Yeah, with his little short shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all things that we need. All right, let's finish up. PFT, what sunglasses are you wearing?
I'm wearing Shady Rays right now.
Oh, hell yeah,
you know
you
that I'm
are.
wearing Shady
Yeah, you
Rays.
are.
I wear Shady Rays all day, every day. I'm going to officially declare them the official sunglasses of summer.
Yes.
I don't know if you can like attach that to a season, but I'm just going to say it because I'm wearing Shady Rays all summer. Spring weather's here. Longer days are here to stay. So that's why you need the official shades of Part of My Take and the official shades of summer, Shady Rays. Whether you're one of the thousands who rock their shades daily or if you're new to the brand, you don't want to miss this epic deal. We're going to give you 35% off your entire order. Doesn't matter how many you buy. We're kicking off the spring season with a holiday level deal. Go to shadyrays.com, use promo code PMT35, get 35% off your entire order. Best part about Shady Rays, not only do they look great, not only they're super comfortable, they're built to last, but if you lose them or if they break, they're going to send you a new pair for free. No questions asked, the best warranty in the business. If you're wearing sunglasses this summer, you're probably losing some sunglasses this summer. I know if it was me and I was looking to buy a good new pair of sunglasses a few years ago, I would be like, you know what, I'm just going to buy some cheap ones because I know I'm going to lose them. I'll do you one better. You can get a great pair of sunglasses from Shady Rays, and if you lose those, they'll send you another pair free of charge. We love Shady Rays. They've got great styles. You can also try their blue light glasses. It's their hottest collection, featuring a PMT fan favorite style, which is the classic timber, but they give you blue light blocking lenses for the indoors and the outdoors. Not only are you going to get the best deal of the season with Shady Rays, but you do get that year-round lost and broken replacement warranty. It's almost like they never left your face. If you lose them, they'll send you another pair. No questions asked. If you want to stock up on Shady Rays for the warm weather, now's the best time to do it. You're not going to find this level of deal anywhere else but right here on Part of My Take. Go to shadyrays.com. Use promo code PMT35. Get 35% off your entire order when you shop with promo code PMT35. You can grab a pair of polarized shades for as low as $31. We'll drink to that. Redeemable only at shadyrays.com, where you can find their newest and their best selection.
All right, let's wrap up. We got a quick Monday reading. It might be fake.
I just want to say before we get into this, a lot of people are always asking. It's 12:29 right now in the morning.
I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
12:29.
I am struggling. I'm an exhausted person in general. I think unfortunately, I'm just an always tired guy now. And people were shocked today because I was talking about how I was going to take an afternoon nap. Like, you couldn't take a nap with the amount of coffee you say you drink. I could drink 5 cups of coffee and I'd fall asleep 2 seconds later if I have to. If I'm tired enough.
I did an all-time old person move on Sunday night. I left the bar at like 11:30.
Oh, it's the best.
I left the bar at 11:30 because I wanted to go home and watch Mayor of Easttown on demand before I fell asleep. I still fell asleep during it. But it was
leaving early is the best.
Leaving early so I can catch up on a program.
It's the best. It's the best. All right.
Somewhere Dad gets his pair of Air Monarchs.
Yeah, it's the best. All right, here's the Monday reading. Again, it might be fake, but it's good. So it is titled, My Husband Won't Take His Mask Off Even for Sex. So Here we go. I've been married to a great guy for 5.5 years. He's handsome, sexy, funny, and kind. Wow. Way to brag. It's true that he's always been a little prissy about illnesses, but I never thought it was a real problem. However, during the pandemic, his terror about getting sick has reached new levels. For the last year, he's refused to take off his face mask, even when we are at home, just the two of us. This is true even now that he is fully vaccinated for the virus. He wears it to sleep. Come on. To do most of his bathroom activities, and yes, even during lovemaking. To eat, he pulls it up to expose his mouth, and then quickly pulls it back down between bites. While he does not insist that I do the same, I can tell it bothers him that I do not, especially because I have now started going maskless outside per the CDC guidelines and plan on restaurant dining inside soon for a girls' night out. I actually think this guy might be real.
Why?
Because I think there are people that are like this.
That continue to wear masks like to sleep?
That are like, they love rules so much. COVID has broken their brain where like it was... wait till we get a vaccine, then we got a vaccine. They're like, well, not everyone's vaccinated, so we have to keep doing everything.
I keep asking everybody the same question, which is like, is there a reason why it's a danger for vaccinated people to like not be wearing a mask? So far, I haven't heard somebody say that it is. And until that time, it's like, I'm just raw dogging air all the time, and it feels great. The entire purpose of doing all this bullshit for the last year was to get to the point where you can take the mask off again. But some people, you're right, some people's brains have been broken where it's like, oh, if you're not wearing a mask, then people think you're Republican, so I don't want to do that. It's like, everyone should not want to wear a mask. Wearing a mask sucks ass.
It sucks. I wear a mask now. The only times I ever wear a mask are on the subway, because I feel like everyone's going to do that for the rest of the time. Like, I'm actually cool to do that forever on the New York City subways.
If I get a cold sore, I'm going to wear a mask. which I still haven't had.
New York City subways, we should have been wearing masks a long time ago.
Yes.
And then I'll wear it like walking into a store if that's what they demand. Mm-hmm. But even then, it's like, I'm doing it for you, not for me. Like, I would take this shit off if you let me, but if you're going to tell everyone they have to, I'll fucking play ball. I don't care.
Maybe he just got one of those sweet ass masks that have like a political statement on it that say like, fuck your mask,
like a bumper sticker
on his mask.
Yeah.
And so he's actually wearing it just as a fuck you to people who are still wearing their masks. He's like, I can't take it off because then people won't know how much I hate their mask.
Right. All right, so here this is good. It gets good here. When I have tried to present him with the science, he says scientists don't fully understand the virus yet. Or, I know it probably isn't necessary, but wearing it doesn't bother me, so if there's even a small chance that it can protect us, I'd rather be on the safe side. What's the harm? Actually, that's a fine response. If it doesn't bother you, who the fuck cares?
Sounds like it bothers his wife, though.
Yeah. I disagree that there's no harm. I want to see my beautiful husband's face again. I want to kiss him on the lips romantically like we used to. So they haven't kissed? This is fucking weird. And not through a piece of fabric. He does not change his mask very often and is often smelly and soiled. Oh, you got to be one or the other. You can't be full mask all the time guy and not adhere to just like basic common hygiene.
You got to have multiple of them, like hats that you put on for different occasions. You think he's still like, do you think he's gone down on his wife while still wearing the mask?
Yeah.
That's
for sure.
That's
very hot.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel judged by him for my own behavior, which I consider reasonable. This is making me depressed and concerned about our future together. I have asked him when he plans to stop masking, and all he says is when it is safe for everyone. What if this becomes a permanent part of him? My mother, who is very conservative, thinks that I should move out, but I don't think I'm ready for that step yet. What I want is my husband back. How can I get it through to him, and not to blow up anyone's spot, but his name is Jake.
Oh, interesting.
Signed, maskless and alone.
That's tough. I mean, maybe what if he just had braces on and he's waiting for like another 6 months to get him taken off, and then boom, perfect smile.
I do think that there are people like they love rules. Like the pandemic has been the best. Think about someone who just loves rules and authority. The pandemic was a fucking wet dream for them. Because it's just everyone told them what to do.
I really don't have a problem with it if somebody wants to wear a mask, if that's like their thing now.
I mean, yeah.
But at home, I don't want to have sex with somebody who's wearing a mask. That's my choice. Like my kink, the thing I'm really turned on by is having sex with somebody maskless. That's if that makes me a weirdo, then that's my cross.
I just like the scientists don't fully understand it yet. That's a great line.
Scientists don't understand anything.
Yeah.
Fully.
Yeah.
That's why it's called science.
Right. It's ever evolving.
You have to. Yeah. It's constantly testing new hypotheses.
Hank, do you still wear a mask?
Just on the train.
Yeah. I honestly do think the train, like, we should just do that. That should be a law.
Massachusetts, like they ended them on Saturday, I think, and on Friday, I walked into Dick's Sporting Goods and I thought with no mask on, I got like verbally yelled at.
Really?
Put a mask on.
You
now.
should have pulled
Whoa,
out your
whoa.
phone and demanded they kick you out. Gone viral.
No, but I thought it was gonna be like a kind of like end of school situation where it's like, all right, it's the last week of school, like who cares? I like do whatever.
Right. Tomorrow's the day, but
Right.
today's the real day.
Right.
I also think at this point, if you haven't gotten the vaccine, like you've made a choice to not get it yet, but I'm not going to change my behavior based
Right.
on if somebody else made a different choice.
I can't wait to go to a sporting event. We got to go to a Nets game for our boy Blake.
I'm gonna try and go to the Coliseum on Saturday.
Whoa. Hank. Henry.
I want to.
Don't
I
throw
kind of want to
anything, Hank.
too. What time's the game?
I think 7:00. We should go. I don't have anyone to go with.
When
so.
is it? Friday?
Saturday.
Well, what would I wear? A ref's uniform? Just a third party?
Dude, it's sports.
Sport? Yeah, actually, yes, I'm in.
All right, let's go.
Yes, I'm in. I might be late because my son doesn't go to bed till 7.
7:15.
Oh, all right. So I might be a little late, but I'll be there.
All right, I'll save you a seat.
I'll buy us tickets.
All right.
All right.
PFT?
There's no
I'm
way
out of town.
I'm definitely gonna get out of this. But as of right now, I'm gonna do it. That'd actually be funny, just wearing sports.
It's also like for the past few years, because it does look like an unreal game.
Yes.
Venue to see games that I've been like, I kind of want to go to an Islanders game, but I haven't had any real ties to it to go. But now,
Just bet
Bruins.
the over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what are the other dates?
Numbers.
No, I'm gonna get
51.
99. We are gonna go to a Nets game.
because we said we would go to a Nets
6.
game.
99.
51.
5 and 3 out of play.
89. We'll have guests back on Friday. We needed a no guest show because we had way too much stuff to go over. How long was
animal
the show?
fact, Jake?
89.
How long was this episode?
96 minutes.
96
Probably
minutes.
like
Yeah, it would have been like 2 hours and 20 minutes with a guest.
probably like 90
Animal
minutes.
fact: we share 70% of our DNA with a slug.
All right.
Wait, when you just said 96 minutes and then it's going to end up being 90 minutes, people will be like, what'd they cut out?
Oh, a lot.
Jesus. Oh, they cut out that thing that Jake said? You didn't know it was a hot mic, in your defense.
Fair.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh.
3 years ago. So
Yeah, it was, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
fine. We didn't
college.
Yeah, right. You're wearing a suit at a bar.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So you are admitting it.
It is not me.
Love you guys.
Hank, I kind of want to go.